Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about why the stock market is crashing. We need to understand that the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ was up 18 to 20% before this correction started. We also need to understand that the average return for the stock market is usually 10% a year. We were sitting way above that, so a correction was on the horizon. But these type of corrections are healthy in the long run because markets don't only go up. The first reason why the stock market is crashing is because the market is predicting a Trump win. And Trump is a good business guy. He's usually good for the economy, but he wants to put tariff on companies importing goods to the United States, as much as 100%. And we look at a company like Nvidia and this affects them because Nvidia do not make their own chip. They're the designer of the chips. And Taiwan Semis, a company based in Taiwan, is the one that make the chips for them and ships them over to Nvidia to sell here. So you can already see how that's gonna hurt Nvidia. Because with higher tariff on the chips, that means Nvidia margin is gonna go down, which will eventually affect their bottom line. And this Nvidia sell-off is also trickling over to other semiconductor companies like Supermicro Computers. But is this a buy the dip opportunity? I do have a clip to show you guys of Alger CEO Deng Chang. I think I mispronounced his name, but he is a portfolio manager and is rated #1 by Wall Street Journal. Let's take a listen.
Now is Dan Chang, Alger CEO. And CIO. He's also a portfolio manager for the Alger Capital Appreciation Fund, which is ranked #1 on the 2024 Wall Street Journal Winner's Circle list. Dan, good to see you.
Thank you, Mike.
So this move in semis, obviously headline driven, but it comes in context of, we're just seeing a little bit of an unwind of this trade in mega cap growth stocks that's been hitting the NASDAQ for a while. Has anything changed in your view in terms of what might drive growth in these areas and what's worth playing now?
I don't think anything's really changed. It's the same drivers: cloud computing, investments in artificial intelligence, digital business and marketing, genomics and healthcare. So all of these trends are long-term trends still in place.
And in terms of this particular kind of semi-equipment export, we've been dealing with this for a while, right? There's like specific product numbers that can or can't be exported. Certain machines can or can't be serviced. One generation of chip is okay and one's not. It seems like that hasn't necessarily impacted a lot of the companies necessarily. So is there a reason to think that the uncertainty around this can last for a while?
So, these are politically sensitive companies for good reason because they are the most vital part of the semiconductor industry. ASML in particular is unique.
Sure.
They have already given up quite a bit of revenues because of the restrictions in exports to China. And I think the political football will continue around this. But I think we should all understand we still have more trade than we don't have trade with China. We still have more trade with many of our partners around the world, even as we argue about the political ramifications. So I think these companies are going to end up doing incredibly well one way or the other over multiple years. And this noise is creating a buying opportunity, or will potentially create one pretty soon.
You mentioned the AI, of course, being one of the principal themes. And what we know for sure is this massive urgent investment cycle. We see the CapEx numbers by all the companies. You see the revenue from NVIDIA and elsewhere. But there's this undercurrent of what's next? Where's the payoff? Where's the killer app? Are we sure that the companies investing in all this are going to get paid back on it? Is that filtering into your thinking at all?
Absolutely. We're bottoms-up fundamental stock pickers, and they're going to be winners and losers. It's too early to say, really, for most companies, whether they're going to be winners or losers.
Yeah.
There are some companies, of course, that are leading, companies like Microsoft and NVIDIA. I think their positions are unassailable. I think Amazon, as a user of AI to improve its efficiency, is kind of unassailable as well. But there's a lot of others where it's a little less clear. Software, in particular, has a lot of companies where they could be winners and they could actually be losers.
Yeah, you've seen some I guess some uncertainty around some of those franchises, right, in software, business software, where it's, you wonder if they're going to be disintermediated. Are there others that you feel as if got it figured out in software, aside from Microsoft?
Well, got it figured out. I think one area is cybersecurity.
Yeah.
This is absolutely an area of critical importance. So companies like CrowdStrike in particular, securing cloud computing, applications running on the cloud. There's no doubt that, unfortunately, AI will be applied both for and against us. On both sides of that battle. So that's going to be an intense battle. We've already seen major hacks this year and data breaches. And so investment there will certainly continue. The companies that are leading today are likely to benefit from AI as they use it, but also because of the urgency with which businesses and governments need to implement it.
To add to what he said, we have a rotation into small cap companies which will benefit when the Federal Reserve starts cutting interest rate in September. Because small cap companies are rate sensitive, so with lower rates, these companies will do better because they'll be able to borrow money at lower interest rates to help grow their business. Also, we're seeing a lot of profit taking going on from large cap companies because these companies ran so much to start the year. So portfolio managers are trimming their positions so they could put some cash on the sidelines. So that's the main reason behind this market correction. Like and subscribe and check the description down below for some free stocks with Moomoo and Webull, who are sponsors of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.